Welcome to this exploration of the critical role that launch pads play in the space industry. When we think about rocket launches, we often focus on the rocket itself and the incredible power of its engines. But the launch pad is equally important, playing a vital role in ensuring the safety and success of the mission. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the intense forces that are generated during a rocket launch and how launch pad technology can help to protect both the rocket and the surrounding structures. We'll explore the importance of water deluge systems, flame deflectors, and other technologies that are used to reduce acoustic energy and protect the launch pad from the intense heat and flames of the rocket's engines. From NASA's Space Launch System to SpaceX's Starship, we'll examine some of the most powerful rockets in the world and the innovative launch pad systems that are used to launch them safely into space. So buckle up and get ready for an exciting journey into the world of rocket launches and launch pad technology. Rocket launches are incredibly complex processes that require careful planning and execution to ensure success. One important aspect of the launch is the launch pad itself, which must be able to withstand the violent forces generated by the rocket and its engines. This includes both the destructive exhaust and the sound waves produced during the launch. Recently, during the first launch of SpaceX's Starship rocket, we saw the effects of the world's most powerful rocket on the launch pad, nearby structures, and possibly even the rocket itself. As a result, SpaceX is now looking into ways to better protect the pad and rocket during future launches. There are two main factors related to the exhaust of rocket engines that need to be considered during a launch: the actual power and force of the engines and their proximity to the ground, and the sound waves produced by the exhaust. When engine exhaust gases exceed the speed of sound, they create shock waves that can generate noise levels approaching 200 decibels. This energy can be reflected by the launch platform and pad structures, potentially causing damage to the launch vehicle, payload, and crew. During the recent Starship launch, we saw an immensely strong engine ignition followed by a crater being formed and concrete debris flying in every direction. There were also multiple Raptor engine failures throughout the flight, possibly due to the intense forces generated during launch. To address these issues, SpaceX has been working on a water-cooled steel plate that would be installed under the launch mount to protect against the power of the Raptor engine exhaust. However, there are other systems that could also be used to protect the pad and rocket during launch. Water-based acoustic suppression systems are common on launch pads throughout the space industry. These systems help to reduce acoustic energy by injecting large quantities of water below the launch pad into the exhaust plume and the area above the pad. Flame deflectors or flame trenches, like the steel plates being used by SpaceX, are designed to channel rocket exhaust away from the launch pad and redirect acoustic energy. For example, NASA's Space Launch System rocket uses a water deluge system to protect the SLS rocket, Orion spacecraft, mobile launcher, and launch pad from extreme acoustic and temperature environments. However, even with all these systems in place, launch pads can still sustain damage during a launch. For example, during the first launch of SLS, elevator doors were blown out from the pressure and power of the exhaust. It's important to remember that different rockets create different exhaust and sound profiles, and the way they interact with launch pads and surrounding structures can vary. Dr. Phil Metzger, a space scientist, recently noted that a flat steel plate like the one being used by SpaceX does not do anything to reduce acoustic energy from affecting the vehicle. While it's possible that the rocket doesn't mind the shaking caused by sound waves, there are ways to design systems that reduce launch acoustics and give more margin back to the vehicle. The Starship rocket is a very different vehicle from anything we've seen in the past, and it's unclear how it will perform during future launches. SpaceX plans to test the water-cooled steel plate system during the next launch attempt and gather data to determine if additional systems are needed. During a rocket launch, the converging-diverging rocket nozzle tricks the gas flow into going supersonic, creating a shock wave that can cause damage to launch pads and surrounding structures. The fuel burns in the combustion chamber and creates high pressure. The restriction at the throat causes the gas to choke at the speed of sound. As it goes downstream from the throat, it expands, cools, and speeds up to go supersonic. But initially, it has to push the ambient air out of the nozzle. The supersonic flow is ramming into the ambient air as it pushes it, creating a buildup of pressure that results in an ignition shock. This shock wave is slowly pushed down the nozzle, detaching at the end of the nozzle and traveling down to the launch pad. The shock wave then reflects and travels up to the rocket, running along its sides and shaking the structure. After the initial overpressure, the rocket exhaust continues to produce acoustic noise through turbulence. While NASA has models for predicting acoustic noise production in rocket plumes, they tend to be conservative, predicting more noise than there really is. SpaceX will need to carefully consider how to protect the Starship rocket and launch pad during future launches. Starship is intended to produce around 16.7 million pounds of thrust, about twice as much as the Space Launch System rocket. This means that even more water and other systems may be needed to protect the pad and rocket during launch. SpaceX will likely spend a significant amount of time and resources testing and refining their launch pad systems to ensure safety and efficiency. In the coming months, we can expect to see further developments in launch pad systems for Starship and other rockets. The recent launch highlighted the importance of carefully considering all aspects of the launch, including the launch pad and surrounding structures. As we continue to push the boundaries of space exploration, it's important to continue researching and developing new technologies to make launches safer and more efficient. Overall, the launch pad plays a critical role in the success of any rocket launch. Properly designed launch pad systems, including flame deflectors, water deluge systems, and other technologies, can help to protect rockets, payloads, and surrounding structures during the intense process of a rocket launch. As SpaceX and other space organizations continue to push the boundaries of space exploration, we can expect to see ongoing innovations in launch pad technology to ensure the safety and success of future missions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to follow our Facebook page for more great content. Thanks for your support.